Sahajanand Swami Maharajni Jai. Vachnamrit number 34. In this, Muktanand Swami and Brahmanand Swami ask a very beautiful question. જીવને ભગવાનની પ્રાપ્તિ થાવી તે અતિ દુર્લભ છે અને ભગવાનની પ્રાપ્તિ થઈ ત્યારે એથી બીજો મોટો લાભ પણ નથી ને તેથી આનંદ પણ બીજો નથી. તે એવો મોટો આનંદ મૂકીને તુચ્છ પદાર્થ માટે ક્લેશને કેમ પામે છે? સર્વે સુખના ધામ ને સર્વ થકી પર એવા જે પરમેશ્વર, તેમાં જીવની વૃત્તિ ચોટતી નથી ને માહિક એવા જે નાશવંત તુચ્છ પદાર્થ તેમાં જીવની વૃત્તિ ચોટી જાય છે, તેનું શું કારણ છે? Let's understand the question first. God, the source of all happiness, the creator, the one that has abundant peace, love and joy in his energy, to attain God, to walk the path of spirituality, to become his, is such a fortunate, priceless treasure to have found. After having found this treasure, after sitting under a wishing tree, having a wishing stone in our hand, still why are we not fulfilled, happy, blissful, joyful, peaceful? And still why are we running after pleasures, sensual pleasures, materialistic things? Why do we still want external triggers to feel inner joy? After having found the all-powerful Almighty, why does our subconscious mind still remain restless and seek through the senses rather than remain blissful inside? Why does this happen to the seeker in spite of having found God? The answer that he gives is so beautiful yet abstract in a way that sometimes we take this small thing for granted. He says, પરમેશ્વરના વચનને મૂકીને જ્યારે આડો અવડો ડોલે છે ત્યારે ક્લેશને પામે છે. જેટલું જે ભગવાનનું વચન લોપે છે તેટલો તેને ક્લેશ થાય છે. માટે ત્યાગીને જે આજ્ઞા કહી તે પ્રમાણે ત્યાગીએ રહેવું ને ગ્રહસ્થને જે પ્રમાણે આજ્ઞા કરી તે પ્રમાણે ગ્રહસ્થને રહેવું અને આજ્ઞામાં જેટલો ફેર પડે છે તેટલો ક્લેશ થાય છે. What is to be blamed for this, he says? It is our disobedience. Whatever instructions, guidelines that God has given to us, whatever agnyas, whatever bodh, gyan, wisdom that he has given to us through the Guru, through the scriptures, through the Shikshapatri, through the Vachnamrits, through the Bhagavad Gitas, through the Bibles, Qurans, through Atma Siddhi Shastra. In all these books, scriptures, and in all the pravachans, satsangs that we have heard, he's given us a guiding torch. He's told us things to do, things to follow. He's told us prohibited things, whether they may be in consumption through the senses or in the food that we eat or in the things that we need to do or in the dinacharya that we need to follow, in the purusharth that we need to invest, in the effort that we need to put, in the practice that we need to do. He's given us clear guidelines of how a seeker should live, behave, think, act. The amount or the proportion of disobedience in following these pieces of advices is the same proportion of unhappiness that exist in our life. The emptiness, the lack of fulfillment, whatever is lacking in our life, the lack of peace, the lack of joy, the lack of love that we have in our life is because of the lack of obedience that we have. They are directly proportional. Now, why does this happen? He says, because y'all are not living the life of truth and y'all are living the life of illusion, he says. માયાના પ્રવાહમાં જે ન વહે તેની વૃત્તિ ભગવાનના સ્વરૂપમાં જ રહે. If you are not distracted by the illusions of life, of creation, then you will feel that everything outside is the truth and whatever is inside is an illusion. But the truth is that whatever is inside is the truth, and whatever we see outside is the illusion created by God. And we are so distracted by it that our subconscious mind remains rested in the external, whereas the subconscious mind, the conscious mind, our entire being has to remain rested in the inside. માઇક પદાર્થને વિષય દોષ બુદ્ધિ રાખીને વૈરાગ્યને પામે, ભગવાનને સર્વ સુખમય જાણીને ભગવાનમાં વૃત્તિ રાખે તો વૃત્તિ રહે. If we will accept everything outside as just an illusion, remain detached to the external, especially the outcomes, and only focus on the internal, which is the input or the effort. And if we truly believe that God is the source of all happiness, then we will remain blissfully connected consciously and subconsciously to God. Our focus will remain in the center of our soul where God resides. વૈરાગ્યને ન રાખે ને માયિક પદાર્થમાં તણાઈ જાય ને ભગવાનને મૂકીને માયિક પદાર્થનો સંગ કરે તો જરૂર તેમાં વૃત્તિ જીવની ચોટી જાય છે. તે સારું, પરમેશ્વર વિના બીજા કોઈ ઠેકાણે પ્રીતિ રાખવી જ નહીં. If one allows himself to act beyond the code of conduct that God has set, and allows himself or herself to indulge in pleasures without detachment, then it is very easy to slip on that path and you will fall in love with pleasures. And hence he says, love nothing but God. વિમુખ જીવ હોય તેને તો સુખ દુઃખ આવે છે તે પોતાના કર્મે કરીને આવે છે, પણ જે ભગવાનનો ભક્ત હોય તેને જેટલું સુખ દુઃખ થાય છે તે કર્મનું પ્રેર્યું થાતું નથી. He says the law of karma is valid only on those who have not become one with God. Anyone who's become one with God, now whatever is happening in life is not happening because of karma, but because of the will of God. And God's will is now inspiring troubles, obstacles, or difficulties in the life of a seeker only for transformation. He is beyond the law of karma. ભગવાનના ભક્તને તો જેટલું સુખ દુઃખ થાય છે, but even after this, if you can see that there is some sorrow or unhappiness in your life, then he is asserting એ જે સુખ દુઃખ છે તે ભગવાનની આજ્ઞા લોપવે કરીને થાય છે, અને જેટલું સુખ થાય છે તેટલું ભગવાનની આજ્ઞા પાડવે કરીને થાય છે. Now you will feel bliss if you obey God, and you will feel sorrow if you disobey God. Let us all promise ourselves that we will 100% abide by God and obey God. And if we are feeling any feedback mechanism of unhappiness, sorrow, disturbance in our life, then we need to introspect and check what is the proportion or what is the existence of disobedience in my life. We correct that and we correct this sorrow and we'll remain eternally blissful. સહજાનંદ સ્વામી મહારાજની જય.